Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to pick up the neck stitches. And when you pick up neck stitches, you kind of have to look at what you're doing. First of all, you need your shoulders together. Then you need to figure out what kind of neck it is. This particular one is a strange one in that this is a summer tee. So we cut out a little bit of the back. So it's a little bit of a scoop in the back, and then it's a V in the front. My personal bias is I like to do my V-necks starting on, if you're looking at the sweater, I like them starting on the left-hand side, going up, around the back, and down. If this was both a scoop in the front and the back or just a scoop in the front, I start from the right-hand side at the seam. So those are my biases. That's where I like to do it. The reason I like to do if it's got a V-neck, I like to start here, is I like to go back and forth, not connect my neck at all. And then I like to take the fabric that it's created and lap it over and seam it down. It makes for a clean edge rather than to do the decreases around. And I've forgotten how to do it anyway because I don't like it. But it's got that one, and it makes it look like a homemade sweater instead of a handmade sweater. If the neck is just a scoop in the front, you would need a 16-inch needle. But this one's a 24. This one's a 16, so that you wouldn't be stretching out your neck. But because I have a V here and a scoop here, 24 is going to be fine. All right, so to start picking up stitches, these are stitches along the edges. So if you were knitting, you were knitting across and stopping, or decreasing and stopping. All right, so these are not horizontal stitches. These are more vertical. And what you're going to do is pick up 3 out of every 4 rows. And the way to do that, the easy way to do that, is to think knot, knot, bar. So you would pick up a knot, you would skip a bar. Pick up a knot, get a bar. All right, so I'm going to start turning this. And hubby's going to make sure that, that I'm still in focus when I start. So I start at this very, very corner. Now, I'm going to look at this and see that I have a stretch stitch there. So I want to do something to keep it from being stretched. And so I'm going a little bit further under than I normally would, just because I want to pull in that last stitch. I don't want this to look homemade. I want it to look handmade. So I got that stitch. I pull up a loop. So there's my first stitch. My next stitch is going to be this knot, and the knot is that wad that it makes in the intersection of the stitches. So I have a knot. I'm going to skip a bar, and this right here is a bar. It's the more elongated stitch, and then there's a wad of stuff, which is the knot. Knot. And then I'm going to get a bar. This is a bar, but it's a little bit closer. Actually, this is one of those times that I'm making the executive decision, because this is where a decrease was, and it's kind of a wad. So I'm going to take it, and then I'll get a bar. And see, that bar is easier to get than the knots. All right, so there's a knot. I'm going to skip a bar. I'll get a knot. And you just stab that knot through the eye and then get a bar. Knot. Skip a bar. Knot. Get a bar. Knot. Skip a bar, knot, get a bar. not, bar, not, bar. So that takes 3 out of 4 rows. And you see, it doesn't leave you any big gaps. It doesn't leave you too many stitches where it'll ruffle. It's just right. So not, bar, not, bar. Whoops, I dropped it. Not, bar. Not, oops. Not, bar. I'm going to continue this up to the shoulder, and then when I get to the shoulder, I'll come back down. And then when I get to these stitches here that I put on a needle rather than a quote unquote holder, I just did it because I was lazy, but I will knit across those stitches, and then I'll come back up this hill and then back down. And I'll show that in just a moment. Okay, so now I'm coming back down. I've done the back, picked up those stitches by just knitting them off, and now I'm coming back down the other side of the V. Again, I'm doing not, bar, not, skip a bar, not, get a bar. Apparently the first part was kind of out of focus, so hopefully you can see this better. Not, skip a bar, not, get a bar. 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 Not, skip, not, and now I'm getting to the end. Get a bar. Okay, so now I'm to the other side of the V. I think I'm going to get one more stitch right here just so it closes it up. I play with this. There's not an exact science to this, but I play with it. Okay, so again, this one is a V-neck in the front and a scoop in the back. So I do not want to join this one in the round. If this were a just a round neck, you would join it in the round and keep on going and do your ribbing or your garter stitch or whatever you're going to do on your project. Well, this one has a V-neck, so I will turn it back around and start my edging. And the edging on this particular sweater is garter stitch, so I'll start garter stitch. But I will turn it to the purl side or the non-public side to do that. And just start knitting. Since I'm not doing ribbing, just knitting. When I get done with this fabric, I will look, and you can do whatever you like. If you like the left over the right, or if you like the right over the left, and you'll just flatten it down and then seam it to make it stay. It will make it look so much better than doing the decreases. So thanks for joining us today, and knit happens.